What would you do if the person meant to educate you tried to erase you instead? What if your presence in the front row made your teacher uncomfortable just because you were black? In today's story, a 16-year-old girl walked into class like any other day, but walked out having changed everything. Have you ever been told you didn't belong? What would you do if someone tried to silence you just because of your skin color? Subscribe now to Skin Deep Stories, where real voices rise above prejudice. Nia Williams had always loved learning. Books were her safe place. Her tools. Her superpower. When she transferred to the prestigious Woodgrove Academy, she was ready to shine. She walked into AP Literature, the only black girl in the room. The teacher, Mrs. Hampton, paused when she saw her. "Take a seat, in the back." Nia blinked. "I'd prefer to sit up front, ma'am." Mrs. Hampton's smile didn't reach her eyes. "I assign seats. Back row, please." It was the first sting. But not the last. Each day, something subtle. Mrs. Hampton skipped Nia when asking deep questions. Marked her essays harsher than others. One day, during class discussion on To Kill a Mockingbird, Nia raised her hand. "That scene really speaks to how racism was normalized in." Mrs. Hampton cut her off. "Let's hear from someone else." Another time, she marked tone inappropriate on an essay Nia wrote, the same points a white classmate praised for being bold. Nia tried to stay strong. But she started coming home silent. Withdrawn. Dimming. Her mom, Tamara, noticed. "You don't light up like you used to, baby." One day, Nia arrived early, sat at her favorite front seat, and began reading. Mrs. Hampton entered, eyes cold. "What did I say about the back row?" Nia looked up calmly. "There's no assigned seating posted. I'm assigning it now. To you." The class grew quiet. Nia stood up. "Is it because I make you uncomfortable? Or because I'm black?" The room went still. Mrs. Hampton flushed. "Excuse me." Nia didn't yell. She simply picked up her backpack and walked out. Straight to the principal's office. Principal Dr. Lawson, a black woman, listened intently. This wasn't the first complaint about Mrs. Hampton. But it was the first time a student had stood their ground so publicly. Nia's mom was called. So was Mrs. Hampton, who denied everything. "She's imagining things. I've treated her like everyone else." But then, other students came forward. Screenshots of marked up essays. Private recordings. Whispers of comments like, "You write well, for someone like you." The school board launched an investigation. A week later, the board held a hearing. Parents. Teachers. Students. All watching. Nia stood in front of the mic. Her voice steady. "I came here to learn. But I was told that knowledge had a color. That my skin belonged in the back. But I refuse. I will not shrink for anyone. I will not let my light be dimmed. And I am not alone." Her words echoed. The story went viral. Local news. National blogs. Hashtag Let Nia Speak trended. Mrs. Hampton was placed on leave pending termination. But what shocked everyone was this: one of the board members was a publisher. A month later, Nia's essay, "Sitting in the Back Doesn't Mean You Don't See," was featured in a national youth anthology. Nia became the youngest speaker at the State Youth Leadership Summit. And when she returned to school, she didn't sit in the back. She taught a workshop, in that very classroom, on a resisting academic bias. Even some of her classmates cried. She didn't just take her seat. She owned the room. Nia came for an education. She gave her school a lesson. Have you ever had to stand alone to stand for what's right? Would you have done what Nia did? Share your thoughts in the comments. And subscribe to Skin Deep Stories. Because the truth doesn't belong in the back row. Even some of her classmates cried. She didn't just take her seat. She owned the room. Nia came for an education. She gave her school a lesson. Have you ever had to stand alone to stand for what's right? Would you have done what Nia did? Share your thoughts in the comments. And subscribe to Skin Deep Stories. Because the truth doesn't belong in the back row.